This is Dawn Wells at 82, hospital bed. COVID-19, alone, December 2020. Now look at this one. 1964. She's 26. Gingham shorts, pigtails. Mary Ann Summers smiling on that tiny island. America's sweetheart. The girl next door everyone wanted to marry. So, what happened between these two moments? Why did Mary Ann die broke and alone? The answer will break your heart. Reno, Nevada, October 18, 1938. Dawn Alberta Wells is born. Her father owns a construction company. Mother's a homemaker. They have money, stability. Dawn grows up beautiful and ambitious. At 18, she enters the Miss Nevada pageant. Not because she needs the money, because she wants the platform. She wins. 1959. Miss Nevada at the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City. She doesn't win the crown, but she wins something better: confidence. Dawn enrolls at the University of Washington. Graduates with a degree in theater and design. She's trained, educated, ready to work. Los Angeles, early 60s. Dawn starts small. Guest spots on the Roaring 20 Seconds. Maverick, 77 Sunset Strip. Blink and you miss her. She's another pretty face in a town full of pretty faces. Then 1964, an audition for a new comedy, Gilligan's Island. They want someone wholesome, innocent. The farm girl who bakes coconut cream pies and never loses her sweetness. Dawn Wells becomes Mary Ann Summers. Look at this photo from the pilot episode. See that smile? That's not acting. Dawn actually was that kind. That genuine. The show becomes a hit. 3 seasons, 98 episodes. Millions of viewers debating the eternal question: Ginger or Mary Ann? But here's what nobody tells you about being Mary Ann. The show ends in 1967. Dawn is 29 years old. She's famous, recognizable everywhere. But the residuals? The money from endless reruns playing on every channel for decades? She gets almost nothing. The contracts from the 60s didn't include residual payments. Gilligan's Island makes millions in syndication. Dawn Wells gets memories, but she keeps working. Stage productions, TV movies. Return to Boggy Creek, the town that dreaded sundown. Small films, smaller paychecks. She does conventions, signs autographs, poses for photos with fans who still call her Mary Ann 40 years later. She's gracious every single time. Look at these photos from her later years. Teaching masterclasses at universities. Mentoring young actors. She starts a company called Wishing Wells, making clothes for people with disabilities. Not for profit. Because she actually cares. That's who Dawn was. The real person matched the character. But here's where it gets dark. 2008. The housing crisis hits. Dawn's investments collapse. Her savings gone. Decades of work, conventions, teaching, acting, all of it wiped out. She's 70 years old and starting over. But she doesn't complain, doesn't do tell-all interviews, just keeps working. Then 2017, Dawn falls, badly, hospitalization, surgery, months of recovery. The medical bills pile up. No husband, no children, no family with deep pockets. Just Dawn and the mounting debt. By 2018, she owes over $180,000. She can't even move into assisted living because of the debt. A friend starts a GoFundMe. Help Dawn Wells. The campaign goes public. Newspapers run the story. America's sweetheart is broke. Dawn is humiliated. She never wanted this. Never asked for charity. Her representative says she's embarrassed. But the fans remember. They donate. Strangers who grew up watching Mary Ann send money. It's not enough to fix everything, but it helps. Notice something in these later photos. Dawn is still smiling, still showing up at events, still being kind, even as her world crumbles. That's not Hollywood training. That's character. June 2020. Court documents reveal Dawn is suffering from dementia. She's 81 years old. Her mind is slipping. The girl who graduated college with honors, who ran a business, who taught master classes, fading. Then December 2020. COVID-19 sweeps through nursing facilities. Dawn Wells contracts it. No visitors allowed. No family holding her hand. No goodbye. December 30th, she dies. Alone. The girl next door who made millions of people smile died without anyone there to hold her. Look at these private photos from her younger days. Dawn with friends, laughing, dancing, backpacking through Europe, playing with rescue dogs, building theater sets with her own hands. This was the real Dawn, not just Mary Ann, an artist, a teacher, a woman who genuinely cared about making the world better. But Hollywood doesn't care about that. The industry that made millions from her image for 60 years couldn't be bothered to take care of her when she needed it most. The system that sold Gilligan's Island to every country on Earth let Mary Ann die broke. Here's what destroys you about Dawn Wells' story. She did everything right, got educated, worked constantly, saved money, stayed kind, helped others. And it still wasn't enough. The residuals system failed her. The housing crisis destroyed her. The healthcare costs buried her. And in the end, a pandemic took her while the world was too busy to notice. Look at both photos again. Mary Ann at 26, full of life, full of hope. Dawn at 82, alone in a hospital bed. Same smile, same kindness, but nobody there to see it. Dawn Wells proved you can do everything right and still lose. You can be America's sweetheart and die with nothing. The system breaks even the kindest people. That's the truth nobody wants to admit. But here's what they can't take away. Those 98 episodes. 60 years of reruns. Millions of people who loved her. Kids who wanted to be like Mary Ann. Adults who still smile when they hear her name. That's immortal. Dawn Wells died broke. But she died beloved. And maybe, in the end, that's what mattered to her most.